Welcome to the Daily with Haley. Of course, I'm your host, Haley, and I look forward to you tuning in today to get your daily dose of encouragement. All right, guys. Hope you are doing good today. We're going to talk about, yes, your feelings are validated. So, this is kind of a interesting topic. I thought about this topic as something the Lord really laid on my heart, because sometimes I found myself guilty of doing this. Have you ever found yourself thinking, wow, that person just must have it all together. I don't know how they have it all together, but they just must. I mean, they look put together, they come to church, and their family looks all nice and dressed and all put together. You know, their Facebook looks all good, and I just don't understand. Let's be real. Who's guilty? Who's thought this? I have. I've thought this. And as I was thinking about that, the Lord kind of said, well, do you know what they really look like? And I thought, well, what does that mean, Lord? What do they really look like? What do they really look like? That person may look good on Sunday morning. That person may look good on social media, and that's okay. But I say all that to say we don't know what the inside may look like. We don't know what their inside, what they may be dealing with. And to kind of dive in a little bit deeper to this, you know, I felt myself kind of doing that same thing. You know, I hear people say, oh my gosh, you look so great. I don't know how you're handling all of this, and I don't know how you're doing all of this. And I thought, gosh, this is the same thing I say about people. And I thought, well, gosh, does that mean that, you know, how I feel, people just kind of push it aside because of how I look on the outside? You know, just because I may be experiencing the same thing that somebody else is experiencing, and let's say they may not be dealing with it as well, or maybe they are dealing with it, just maybe differently. And so maybe because of the way that they are dealing with it, people may sympathize more with that person, which is fine. But what I want you guys to understand here is this. Just because you on the outside may be looking or may look a little different than the person that's going through the same thing, it doesn't mean that your feelings and how you are experiencing it doesn't hurt or doesn't feel any different. And so what I've kind of noticed in the world too is that it's so easy to say, oh, well, they got in a car. This is a good example. I'm trying to think of a good example, guys, to put this in a better perspective. Let's use a car accident. This is a good example. Okay. Somebody gets in a car accident, let's say fender bender, and they walk out of the car and they're okay. You have this other person who their car was totaled and they had to go to the hospital. They've got a broken leg and a broken arm, and they're not sure when they're going to be able to return to work. Okay, I'm going to be real here. Would you think that the person who just had the fender bender and walked away from the accident was really struggling with the car wreck? Probably not, right? You're going to say, oh, no big deal. It was a fender bender. They weren't hurt. No big deal. However, this person over here, they were hurt, so they must be really experiencing, you know, some bad stuff. And let's say, you know, this person with the broke leg and everything has been healed. They're driving again. And the reason I say this is because both of these people have experienced the same situation when you think about it. But sometimes we, the world, can look at this person who has dealt with this same situation as, oh, they're okay. They're not struggling from it. When in reality, this person may have serious PTSD, and maybe they're not even hardly able to drive because they're so scared they're going to get hit from behind again. Whereas this person who totaled their car and, you know, had all these other things happen, they're totally fine. And so this goes to show that we cannot compare situations, even if it's the same situation and maybe it just had a different outcome, your feelings are validated. How you feel matters, and it is important to me. It's important to all of the people around you. And so I encourage you, if you are in that spot where you feel like just because it didn't look the same from the outside, that, oh, no, I shouldn't feel this way about this. No, ma'am. No, sir. We're going to back it up. I'm going to do my sound again. Rewind. I'm going to have to get a rewind sound effect because I'm terrible at it. But seriously, we have got to understand that we all deal with things differently. We all deal with situations differently. And we do not need to compare how someone else is dealing with it to the way we are dealing with it. Because then we feel like our situation isn't as important. What we are feeling isn't as important. And again, that's not true, guys. How you feel matters. And it is validated. So don't allow the outside of the situation to determine how you feel on the inside. So deal with it. If you need to go to therapy, go to therapy. If you need to talk to your friend about it, talk to your friend. Don't be ashamed or don't be scared because you think, oh, it was no big deal. It was just a fender bender. No. Let's talk about our feelings. And this is a little bit on a rabbit hole, what this comment I'm about to say, but it's true. I truly believe this is a big part of what's wrong in the world today. You know, people don't talk about their feelings. People don't deal with how they feel, but we need to, guys. When we express how we feel, that gives us the opportunity to say, hey, it puts us in a vulnerable state, which can be hard. But hey, I'm really feeling with this. Can you pray for me? Can you pray with me? And you then are going to have people that are going to walk alongside of you, and they will validate your feelings. So guys, I really encourage you to understand that your feelings matter. You matter. And what you have to say matters. I love you guys so much. You are a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful creation, and you were made in His perfect image. I love you guys again so much. Go have the best day ever, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Cha 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 cha.